Okay, now let's move to the next question. What role does applied geomorphology play in balancing resource extraction with sustainable landform management? So applied geomorphology is the sub-branch of geomorphology that became important in 1970s. Excellent. For practical application like resource extraction, very good. And
Forming.
forming environmental impact assessment. So this introduction is very good. Introduction is very good here. So balancing resource extraction and sustainable landform. So in between this, what I want you to add here, that the development of applied geomorphology, it was majorly done by R.J. Shorley. Okay, so R.J. Shorley was one of the person who has worked for the development of applied geomorphology, which was basically looking at the paradigm of the process geomorphology. Okay, so under this, he has given a classification that how geomorphology is basically affecting the human lives. Okay, and in the second part, he has given that how the man is acting as an agent of erosion. Okay, so under the second aspect, where the man is acting as an agent of erosion, here we have an aspect that is the economic geomorphology. Under the economic geomorphology, we have resource extraction. Okay, so now we can trace that how there was the development of the R.J. Shorley. Now, R.J. Shorley, he was one of the person, he was associated with quantitative revolution, and he has also developed, helped in the development of the
Systems
systems
analysis in
analysis.
geography.
Okay, systems analysis in geography. So therefore, whatever he had developed it from the perspective of systems analysis, inclusion of the applied geomorphology in the study of geomorphology. Okay, now let's move forward. Applied geomorphology helps in appraisal of the resource availability, which help in judicious resource extraction. Okay, this is okay. Extracting oil, but with balance, as it may lead to land subsidence. Very good. Excellent. Okay, next is help in ascertaining the commercial viability of resource extraction. Very good. Shale gas requires hydraulic fracturing, which can trigger the earthquake. Okay, very good. Then also helps in finding out the method that is more suited for resource extraction. Okay, this can be added here. Metal like silver is found in vein and nodes, and minimal inversion technique is better suited. Okay, so this is okay. Sustainability of the resource extraction in line with the human danger. Meghalaya rat hole mining should be stopped as it is dangerous to human and promotes the instability. Okay, so here what we have seen that we have applied certain parts of the applied geomorphology, but what I can see here that we can add certain more points here. Okay, for example, when we are looking at the resource extraction, we also look at the presence of volcanic vents. Okay, so here we have the presence of various resources. Okay, in the volcanic vents. So this is also studied under the geomorphology part, where there is presence of the volcanic vents. There is certain resources present and they are extracting it. Second thing, what we can add here, that is the placer deposits.
The found in the rivers.
Yeah, found in the rivers, basically. Gold it is found. Okay, in India, where we can find it?
Arunachal.
Ranchi. Subarnarekha River. Okay, then Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, here also we can find it. So placer deposits. Okay, we can also see certain deposition, for example, limestone. Okay, limestone and marbles with respect to by the studying of the geological formation. Okay, for example, limestone, it is highly present in the region of Gujarat. Okay, Narmada River, which are part of the tertiary deposits. So these things can also be added here. When from the Indian perspective, I'm talking about the limestone, but yes, we can also give it a general perspective here. Okay, so applied geomorphology finds application in construction, efficient land use, okay, management and promotion of sustainable economic geology. Okay, so this is a good conclusion. Okay, so what I can see here, that here we can add a perspective. Okay, by addition of this perspective and certain additional 1 or 2 points, it will make a very good answer. So
But sir, how will we relate this to sustainable resource management, like limestone, placer deposit, volcanic vent? How will we relate it to sustainable resource management?
see, wherever the mining is taking place.
Mm.
So mining is an activity which is resulting into the degradation of land.
Mm.
Now we have to make this mining activity quite sustainable. So like if we talk about the volcanic vents one.
Mm.
So uh if we have a high mining activity in the this particular resource extraction. So what we will see here, that the rocks which are present inside the vent. Okay, so either it can be acidic rock or it can be mafic rock, depending upon the rock nature. Okay,
Mm.
so what happens here, because of the acidity, okay, because rocks, they have certain amount of acidity, certain minerals are present, which
Mm.
basically degrades the land. Okay, therefore we need practices of sustainable mining for this particular region. Now, second thing for the placer deposits part. See,
Mm.
placer deposits, what happens when we see that in certain areas, for example, in the river of Subarnarekha, when people started to find gold, so
Mm.
they have started dredging
Mm.
and they started mining sand just for the extraction of gold. So this has basically impacted the environment, or we can say ecology of river.
Okay.
Okay, so this was impacted here. Now talking about the limestone and the marble part here. So what happens when we do see limestone, it is a soft rock, and marble
Mm.
basically it is more of a hard rock. But when
Mm.
we mine this limestone, so
Mm.
this increases the what we can say, the calcium component, or the basicity of the water, which also impacts the soil which is present in the nearby region and the environment also. Okay, if
Okay,
there
sir.
is high presence of the basicity, so it may result into the calcification of the soil. So if the soil is calcified, so the soil will be not productive in the coming years. Okay, so this
Okay, sir.
we added here. Okay,
Okay.
and
Okay.
these things can we can add here with respect to interlinking them with the the environmental sustainable management and
Mm.
degradation. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
okay. So